Hello, everybody. I'm a random dude that walked into the booth. Thomas may be a little in and out today. We are we're about to start 2C in Schulzer. I am your random tournament admin, Big Dunka, who should be working right now, but isn't. So we might cut into some self-comms during this race, depending on how things go. This race should be getting going in about a minute or so. That being said, we are aware that 2C did have some technical issues at the start of this race, so we might only have Schulzer for the first 5-10 minutes, and then we'll get 2C back up as soon as we can. But greetings, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. This is a ALTTPR Ladder Open Plus Invitational Week 2 matchup. It is both, Schulzer's and 2C's final race of Week 2. Going into this race, tiebreakers are going to be important. Schulzer is currently sitting at 0-2, but is not out yet. A win here with a good tiebreak does bring the potential into the three-way tie into play. 2C is sitting at 1-1, so a win for 2C would be incredibly important. We put him in a fantastic situation here as Schulzer has started. So we are off. Nice little boomer. So again, 2C is going to be a little behind here. We're still waiting for his delayed stream to pop back up. It's probably going to be another 5 minutes before we can hopefully get that one back up. And then things are going to look a little janky for a minute or two while we get things kind of reconfigured and all of that. So, but, so yeah. And by the way, before anybody asks, the only reason the Bloomerang is not showing up on Schulzer's tracker is because he has not clicked it on his tracker. Who, a lot of people would hate the dirty uncle routers, but I guess it'd be cool with that. So yeah, we are off and going here. I'm just keeping my eye open for 2C's stream to come back up, and as soon as it does, again, we will recover that and get his stream back up and running. So Schulzer just heading off to the normal open route. Not gonna check Lumberjack. Gonna be reasonable. Looks like there was just a big 20 out there in the... he's going to go ahead and do a bush crab here for, looks like just arrows today. This is the kind of open you don't like in an open race because, yeah, now you're forced to do one of two things. Either go into Kakariko without bombs or do a save quit and pick up the 50-50 bombs from the south route, which is real time consuming, but sometimes you just got to do it. But yeah. It's like Schulzer's going to go ahead and go into Kakariko without bombs. It is a gutsy play. And let's see if he gets lucky here and picks up a bomb drop out of the 4. This is one of those plays, if you don't get it, it's tough to come back here. And he did not get it. So now he did pick up enough money to go buy bombs, which is nice. And looks like he forgot to turn in the bottle. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't have the money for it. My bad. Hey, nice little mitts or glove there on the Lazy Kid. Once again, we're still waiting for 2C's stream to restart. As soon as it does, we will get him up and running. He did have some failures at the beginning of his race. He is still racing, so we will get a progress update as soon as he gets back up. It's just his the first few minutes of this race is going to be. We don't have his stream up yet, so as soon as he gets back up and running and is able to get his stream back up, we will get his feed restored. Like just more money here. We'll get to see if Schulzer decides to get that one chest that he left behind, which is, it's always interesting. You almost want to do it, especially this early in a race, even though you know it's going to be super time consuming. And yeah, now obviously the money's not going to be an issue, although he'll be kind of broke coming out of Kakariko. And yeah, just a bunch of money. So I suspect we're going to go ahead and get the bottle vendor here, and then we'll see if he decides to pick up that last chest, which I would assume he would. Cannon Burn is not going to be much help. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and get that last one in. It would require some large cojones to skip that check that early. Although with that being said, the save quit means he is going to skip race game. Little surprised about that he's going to go ahead and give up race game this early. That'll be interesting. All right, so 2C should be coming up here sometime soon. Once again, we are running with 10-minute delays on this, and his PC crash was about 2 or 3 minutes into the race, so we should expect 2C back up here hopefully shortly. We are just waiting for his stream to pop back up. We always have to wait for that delay to catch up. And the back of the well is lots of nothing. And so he's going to go and do this in the dark. This is not easy. If you've ever done this in the dark, this is not easy. So he did poke one. Is it the right? Oh, wow, and it's the right one. He got lucky on that. That is not easy to do with bombs and a boomerang. That is a very difficult thing to do without a melee weapon. Now he's got to go ahead and find the chest here, and it's just 20 bucks. So interesting that he went to the he went all the way through Dark Cross and has still skipped race game. So that'll be one of those things again. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Still waiting for 2C stream to come up. It is not back up yet. And looks like we're just going to go ahead and do a Saha check here. And lots of nothing. Wow. Okay. This has been one of those opens that is just kind of a pain in the ass. There's not a lot going on out there. Now 2C does race on hardware, as far as I'm aware. I'm pretty sure he does race on a either an NT or an actual SNES. So he is still going. We're officially about 18 minutes into the actual race. Again, there's a 10-minute delay here, but we are still waiting for his stream to come back up. And once it does come up, we'll get a little bit of shenanigans on screen for a moment. And Auto Tracker just picked up. Okay, so that's good. That means he is back up and running. So he does have his tracker going. So that's good. So we know he is moving. And looks like he got his glove as well. So he is probably a few minutes behind overall, just based off of what we're seeing here. I suspect he ran in. Obviously, it's going to slow him down whenever you have a PC crash, and then you got to spend time not racing to get everything back up. It's going to slow you down just a little bit. But unfortunately, technical issues like this are part of the rules, and racers are responsible for their own technical. Basically, keep making sure that their racing environment is up and running properly. So, it's not a lot we can do about that. But that's good, though. It does mean that 2C will be up hopefully sometime real soon. We'll be able to get both racers on screen. While that, we're just going through Eastern here, and so far, again, very little. Now, Schulzer's not been to South Shore yet. My guess is if we start seeing things on 2C screen that we haven't seen here, at least we'll know where he's at. But so far, a lot of nothing. And continues to be nothing. So that's 2 items. Yeah, I gotta imagine Schulzer's just gonna go ahead and do the dark chest, get it out of the way. Funny note here on 2C's tracker, we do see a second bottle. So 2C is doing something different, so we might get an update here shortly. As of right now, he is still waiting for his official stream to come up. And that is all 3 items out of Eastern, and that is lots of nothing. So Pendant Eastern, that's a decent time sink. And now we're going to go and get those South Shore checks. That makes sense. So hope everyone's enjoying their Friday. Everybody have a good week. Hope so. I know right now it's just a one-man race, but again, we are still waiting for 2C to officially come back on. He did have a crash just a couple minutes into this seed, and there's our first real good progression item here, Flute from the Dam. Now that will open a few checks up on Death Mountain, kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Now we're going to go ahead and see Mini Moldorm Cave with the bombs, and we'll see if these guys are... Oh, wow. Oh, that's first 2 misses. First 3 misses. Okay, Schulzer needs to be careful here. First 4 misses. Yeah, now Schulzer's in a spot. He can't really miss. He's got 1 to miss here. That was a nice double. There he goes. Okay, that could have gone cleaner, but luckily he had a full assortment of bombs before the start of that. Little Bambos. Our pickup and a hammer. That might send him up. We can see on 2C's tracker, his stream is still not up. I'm still waiting for 2C's to come back up, but his tracker is showing the flute, which means he's also doing the South Shore check. So progression-wise, we're probably on equal footing. And as soon as 2C's stream comes up, we will get him back online. We are just impatiently waiting for that to come up. We are, this is again a very important match for both of these two. Schulzer sitting at 0-2, but not out. A win here brings the 3-way 1-3, or I'm sorry, 1-2 tiebreak scenario into play. And that is something that we saw twice in week 1. And so tiebreakers are super important. Thankfully, we have had no forfeits in these races. So it all comes down to if Schulzer loses, 2C with a win would end up at 2-1, put him in a great spot. Schulzer at 0-3 obviously would not advance. That being said, 2C being at 2-1 brings the possibility of a three-way 2-1 tie into place as well. And again, then we would go back to tiebreakers, and the top two would advance at that spot. So tiebreakers are going to be super important. I don't have the numbers up in front of me to know what the exact tiebreakers are for these racers, but we'll post scenarios after this match is done, once we know exactly what the last matchup is going to be like, which is later today, I believe, isn't it? Oh, that's our second match. We're going to be doing a doubleheader today. That's right. And there's our Moon Pearl. So that is our Dark World access. So Dark World access is pretty normal here. Now 2C also does not have that Moon Pearl. I don't think Schulzer meant to do that. We are still waiting for 2C's stream to come back up. Hopefully he's not having a massive issue on his side. Or if worst case scenario is at least recording, because we still have nothing. So it looks like we're just going to dive right into Dark World here. We're not getting a map check yet. We're just going to go ahead and, all right, we're just going to do our hype cave check here. Excuse me. And that is a lot of nothing. The best thing he got out of there was more bombs. So I do hope that we know that 2C is racing. Again, his tracker is updating. His stream is not yet up. So that is a little concerning. I mean, we'll just sit here and watch Schulzer go. But as soon as his feed does get back up, at least with the tracking, we have an idea based off of Schulzer's progress, what he is doing. I do not know if 2C is updating his dungeon counts. He's been into Eastern. I mean, we're just guessing at this point, so... but at least he is still racing, and his PC is back up for the tracking. And so we just go ahead. Looks like Schulzer's going to do the north route up to Catfish. I like this route personally. I do this all the time with no mitts and boots. This is the check I do like to make. So keep in mind they are using pseudo boots today. This is the Open Plus Invitational. Starting pseudo boots. Remember that pseudo boots are not real boots. Let's see if Schulzer remembers that here as he dashes down. And he did. Good for him. We see that just about once a race where somebody forgets that pseudo boots are not real boots. And as we follow... Okay, so based off of the tracker, 2C is in Eastern right now. Once again, we're still waiting for his stream to come up. I'm getting a little concerned that we're not going to get it anytime soon now. Because we know that he is racing. We just don't know exactly what the holdup is on his stream, unless he had an issue getting the delayed stream back up. We do have a 10-minute delay on all of our races here. So... we're not going to get an update until 10 minutes after he hits the button. But we do see that 2C is incrementing his, or decrementing his Eastern count. So he is in Eastern. Looks like he did something somewhat similar to what Schulzer did. He's probably just a few minutes behind, again, dealing with a crash. A PC crash is going to hurt trying to get things back up and running. But now it looks like he's all done with Eastern, which means he's going to be done with he's got 2 checks left, 2 or 3 checks left, if based off of what we saw at Schulzer's side. So, but I've been watching his Twitch stream, see if we're coming back up. So yeah, he's got his PC. So 2C had a PC crash just a minute in, like 2 or 3 minutes into the race. He races on hardware though, so he can continue racing. The reason that his tracking is working is because he is using our community tracker's restream tracking capabilities, which means he's got his tracker up and running, so his PC is back up, and he is sending his tracker status to me, which is then being restreamed so that we do not need trackers for these. Schulzer is using it as well. 2C does use an auto tracker, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he uses that's part of his hardware setup. So he doesn't have to focus on it; it just automatically updates, which is fantastic, especially in a situation like this where we have no idea exactly what he is doing. We're just waiting for his actual stream to come back up, which, again, we're 10 minutes behind. I'm getting a little concerned that he's not going to be back up anytime soon. And we finally found our first sword. As 2C did find his Moon Pearl. So we know that he did progress at least through... he did end up down at Ice Rod Cave where the Moon Pearl was set. Well, yeah, but Shady, this is how... That's how Pixie Dust actually works. I don't know if you knew that. It's science. I don't expect everybody to know that. We're getting our first dive into Thieves Town. Yeah, based on our, again, what we can pull out of our tracker status. Probably Schulzer's a minute or so ahead. Again, I chalk that up to probably the open. Schulzer needs to be damn careful here because I don't think he wants to set up a death warp. He has already preemptively marked off that he's going to be full clearing Thieves Town again. When it comes to trackers like this, excuse me, we're tracking whatever he's tracking, so looks like he is a preemptive clicker. And we still do not have a... Again, we're still waiting for 2C's stream to come back up. Still has not come up at this moment, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. And Schulzer needs to be damn careful here. He is on one hard. And, oh, he's in a bad spot. Oh, God. Okay. All right, hard part's over. Hopefully he doesn't get eaten by a roach here. And as it says in the on-screen there, I'm just a random dude that walked into the booth here. I might need to step away at some point as well, and if that is the case, we'll just be listening to some nice music while they go. I'm not the scheduled comm for this one, but I figure we might as well get a little voice in here today. And if it ends up that 2C does not come back on, obviously we'll need to hope that he has a recording of this, which he might be recording it separately, which would be nice. Yeah, just random dude. Again, this is a super important match for both of these two. I did talk about this before. Schulzer is sitting at 0-2. He lost both of his first two races of this week, but he is not out. He is getting bodied pretty badly here in Thieves Town, but again, going through the rest of this without taking damage should not be horribly difficult. And speaking of which, there has not been anything in here. This has been a very Very boring Thieves Town. Wow, not even picking up the heart. I guess it does. Well, it kind of matters, but not really. He just needs to hope he doesn't go off script here. Oh, did he already pick it up while I was in there? I didn't catch that. Oh, well, that would make sense. And, well, now he gets a heart refill, doesn't he? Well, okay. We get a heart refill here, but... again, we're trying to deduce what's going on 2C's side. I have not seen an update, so I still do not... It's somewhat tough to follow. Hopefully he's still not having issues. And again, we 2C had some hardware issues right at the beginning of this race. Pretty much out of his control. There's nothing you can do about it. That sword was in Sea House, I believe. It was right here. So yeah, a little bit concerned. Unfortunately, it is in the rules as well. Technical issues are on the responsibility of the racer. So, oh, 2C went to Skullwoods. Why wouldn't you? I mean, you have to go to Skullwoods. Why wouldn't you? Yeah, he is updating on there. So yeah, he is still racing. Again, we hope he has a recording. If he does end up officially winning this race, we will need to verify that, of course. But yeah, based off his tracker updates, he did go to Skullwoods. Also based off of his tracker updates, he didn't find anything in Skullwoods. So, and no, Schulzer has not been to Skullwoods yet. And actually, Schulzer's starting to run a little bit low on things to do. Keep in mind, Schulzer skipped the race game at the beginning of this. Now, we're going to assume, based off of what we're seeing, that there is nothing at the race game. That being said, you have to wonder... That's always going to be in the back of your head. It's like, well, I skipped race game at 5 minutes into the seed. Is that gonna screw up my route? Oh, I wonder if he clicked that wrong for some reason. I do that every once in a while. It happens. So we do have our desert check here, and that is done early. So we do know that boots are going to be required for that crystal desert. Again, we are on pseudo boots. And pseudo boots are not real boots. So 2C stream still not up. Not much we can do about that, but we'll stick with him here. Again, at least we can follow around. We can see that 2C is currently in Thieves Town. He is decrementing his count of Thieves Town, which is good. We also know he's not going to find anything in Thieves Town, so yeah, he's probably doing his village checks down into Thieves. Or, I'm sorry, yeah, down into Thieves, and then he'll probably do the exact same route. Again, we're just guessing, but it's a pretty good guess. Is it? Yeah, it's kind of interesting knowing where 2C is, but we can't see it. This is actually the second time this happened. We ran into the same issue with... What race was it that we had an offline issue? Was it... I don't remember. It was last week. It was one of our week 1 races that we were watching the tracker update. We had an idea where they were, but it was impossible to fully track. And this is going to be interesting. So 4 hearts should have enough to get through this with pseudo boots. This is in logic. We know that because he has safety item and then he also has a bottle. So this is in logic, and it is a master sword. Interesting. Yeah, it was in the round one. It was in week one that this happened. I can't remember which matchup it was, but we had an offline for about 15 minutes, but we were able to at least partially track what they were doing. It's technology. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it is. I know it is in our archive, though. If you're actually interested in watching some of the old matches, you can go to our YouTube archive where they are all posted. Just go to the website at ALTTPRladder.com. The YouTube link is in the header. And watch away to your heart's content. So, Mike, to answer your question, he did have the reason we don't have 2C stream up at the beginning is he did have a PC crash a couple minutes in. So resetting up your stream is always a pain in the ass after a reboot. Now he is on hardware, so he was able to continue playing. We just were guessing of where his. I mean, we're just guessing where he's at. We haven't seen any updates since. I wonder if he bailed on Thieves Town. My concern is that he might be having more hardware issues with his PC, which would really suck. But we know he is still, at least as far as we're aware, he is still going. We don't know. I mean, we have no way of knowing if he did anything else. The only checks that Schulzer did not do at the beginning of this race were he did not do the dig game because of the way that he routed Kakariko without bombs. Okay, well, we do have an update now. 2C has finished Thieves Town. So, yeah, he's a couple minutes behind. We also have not seen a Gina, which is interesting because Schulzer was just down there. He did not check a Gina even the second time he was down there. So, I also don't believe we've seen Zora. And Schulzer did not do the front of Hyrule Castle, which we do know that all three of those are live because we saw both the key and the map in the back. Nice little bottle glitch here. So yeah, if and when 2C stream does come back up, we will switch over to it. We are just patiently waiting. And it has yet to come up, so I think at this point we have the chance that it will not come up anytime soon. Yeah, if the front of Hyrule Castle is a dud, that would definitely give him a couple minutes back. I could definitely see that. There was anything in the back either. Both sides of Escape were a dud, so. As we continue through Pod. You know, Schulzer's really been flirting with danger with his health. He's been taking it's a low health seed, and he's been taking a lot of little incremental hits. So he's got to be careful. He's playing a little bit safe here, which is obviously what you want to do in the back of while you're in the back of Pod. It'll be really interesting here in a moment if he decides to go do. Oh, he took a hit there. If he decides to do Dark Maze on now what is half a heart. A mushroom pickup. Oh, it looks like he walked past it. There it is. There's the key. And he's going to play it safe here. Again, do not blame him. And yeah, going through the other side is going to be interesting. Is he just going to skip this? Because I don't know why he did that check, but wow, okay, he's going to try Dark Room in with half a heart. Do not be shocked. So he's got his Bombos out. Now the Bombos will kill the top Kadangos here. And here it goes. He is using his Bombos, so you're going to see a couple of fried. You got 3 of them. Now that's not all of them. There is another one that's down south. But that probably will be enough to get him through here. And ooh, Dark Bow. All right, well that tells me we're probably dealing with a Lantern at Zora or Lantern at Agina, something like that. That's a hell of a good check. And there's the map. By the way, keep in mind this is a pendant dungeon. And a cape, which I believe we've seen the, I think we saw Bumper Ledge. I think Bumper Ledge was a dud. So bow and cape out of Pendant Pod. And, oh wow, Schulzer's going back in. He's going to, wait, he's going to finish this? Oh, he missed, he didn't do the vanilla. Well, the vanilla chest is going to be a key. We know that. He didn't get this chest here. These are both going to be keys. Well, he didn't get the vanilla big key chest. That's what he didn't do. And this is also going to be a key based off key logic, so I'm a little surprised he's going for this. Oh, he didn't get that chest. Okay, so one of these is live. So his routing is a little weird on this one. Oh, wow. Huh. Okay. Well, funny we bring that up because if we look at 2C's feed, he has flippers as well. So we know 2C is also in pod. So we expect to see some updates on 2C's feed here probably in the next couple of minutes as well. I mean, that pretty much guarantees that Lamp is sitting at like Zora, something like that, which would be good information. It's good information to know. It's probably it's either there, Agina, maybe front of Hyrule Castle, but those are a few checks that have not been made yet. But knowing that information is huge. So. And without a fire source currently, you got to wonder if you know a 300 rupee drop is going to show up if you're going to go out of your way to go do that. Yeah, and I think at this point, I think it's pretty safe to say 2C is not going to be able to get a stream up, which is obviously a little disappointing. Hopefully everything's fine. Obviously we can see that he is progressing, but hopefully he's got a recording. Yep, and there's Mushroom show up on 2C's side, so we know where he is. A couple of checks here, not much of anything. And a free ferry. Yeah, I would almost have to believe that Lantern's probably sitting here. Again, either Azora or Agina. And I would bet against Agina. I would not be at all shocked if 2C did check Agina. We do have the front of escape too. But yeah, Spike Cave's been checked already. Spike Cave was checked. It was a dud. Correct, yeah. I do not actually know what MSU that is. And that was a dud as well. So it's going to be interesting. You might decide to just do front of escape here. And that's exactly what he's going to do. So you have to wonder. Keep one thing in mind, and I said this at the beginning of this. Schulzer had a weird opening route, and because of that, he skipped the race game. You have to know that that is just weighing on his mind. Also keep one other thing in mind too. After this race is over, we're going to have a double header here today. So the other match of this group, the last remaining match, is going to come up right after this one, which is going to be Relkin and Humba. So they're probably both watching here. I know Relkin's in here. I think I saw Humbo was in here at some point. They're probably both watching this very intently. Humba's in a really good spot. He's sitting at 2-0, but has not yet clinched. Not officially. And that blue mail tells us that Relkin has not been in here, unless he hasn't marked it off, because I do not believe that is the blue mail sprite. But Humba's easily going to be a win and in, without question. We'll see what the tiebreakers were to come up to depending on the end of this race. Yeah, Potter pretty much confirms that. So 2C has not been in the front yet. So 2C had a PC crash at the very beginning of this race. He has not come back up. We know he is actively racing. His tracker is updating through Magic. So we know that he is racing, but he has yet to restart his stream for whatever reason. So probably means he's still having some issues. And we're just kind of waiting to see if he comes back up. At this stage, it's probably unlikely that he is. They are about 50 minutes into the actual race. They are on a 10-minute delay. So we're just kind of watching Schulzer, who is a couple minutes ahead, probably because of that PC crash. We're just watching that and watching 2C's tracker, which tells us where it is. And we have found our mitts, ladies and gentlemen. So now everything's kind of opened up. Now that mitts are out there, wouldn't be shocked if we could see the race. He'll check the race game here before he goes, and he's gonna he'll check his checks down here. Well, that was Silver's sitting on the library. If this is actual boots, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. It's just $5. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and see what those mitts. The mitts open up a couple of different things, and it looks like we're going to get a Wainshed check. We're still missing a lot here. We do need cane, we need boots. We know we need boots. Desert is required on his boot locked. Again, they are running with pseudo boots, which are not real boots. Missing both rods. And there's a mirror, which is not technically required, but obviously very much liked. The Wainshed pays off again. So the big thing that mirror opens up is without hookshot, we can finally open up Dark Death Mountain, which I have to assume that's where he's going to go. Yep, and that is exactly where he's going here. So again, we're doing our best to try to follow 2C's progress based off his tracker locations. Yes, 2C's stream is still down. And again, 40 minutes into this, 50 minutes with the delay, I have to assume 2C's not coming back up. And hopefully he has a local recording. It just seems likely at this point that we know that he's back up, but either he's still having a PC issue where he can't get his OBS or whatever he's using running. It's impossible to say. We'll just, if he comes up, I will get it back up and running. If not, we'll just kind of follow his tracker, which is still updating in real time, and we'll assume we know where he is. We know where he has been based off his items and what Schulzer's had, and he has yet to find anything that Schulzer hasn't. So we have to assume he's probably still a couple minutes behind. And this is a fire-locked dungeon without a fire source and without a hookshot. He ain't going anywhere. Now, we do know almost guaranteed that lantern is sitting at Zora. We have to assume that is where that is. Based off of what we've seen so far, that those mitts are in. I'm sorry. The everything was behind lantern. And one of the 2 checks that we still don't know the result of are Zora check, and we have not seen Nagina. It's possible that 2C has checked it, but we don't know. And there's our Kane. Starting to slowly check off some locations here. And with Mir, he's going to go up Dark World, which makes all the sense in the world. And we're just hopeful that 2C's got a local recording going, and we can obviously validate that way. I'm keeping an eye on the race room as well as still his seat here, or I'm sorry, his stream to see if it's come up. Now there's regular boots. Now regular boots do open up desert, plus the 2 or 3 regular boots locations that could be opened up by that. And we do know that Bombos is the required medallion for Meyer, so that also opens up Meyer. There's our 3rd sword. That'll be the last sword that they see. Also, those boots also open up the silvers, which are sitting in the library. Yeah, I haven't seen anything from 2C's in a while either. I have been watching. That's probably not a good sign, but we'll see what happens here. So to give an update on what's going on and why we were solo, we only had 1 stream up. 2C did have a PC crash early on in the seed. He has yet to restart his stream. We have been seeing real-time updates on his tracker, which is good. At least we have an idea of where he has been, and that is Quake. So we also need Quake for Turtle Rock. So Turtle Rock is still a long ways away. But we have been seeing incremental updates. Now, we have not seen an update in a little bit, and if 2C is continuing to have PC issues, that is very unfortunate. There's not a lot we can do about it, unfortunately. All the racers are aware that technical issues are the responsibility of the racers, so it sucks, but it's one of those things that it does happen. But 2C stream has not come back up. And based off of his, I guess, lack of updates here. Now, he does have his powder on there now. I didn't notice when the powder jumped up. Because powder's required to get his mitts. We'll actually see if he gets mitts here sometime soon. He might be doing some sequence break stuff. It's tough to say. But that's at least good news for 2C that he is still going. And that progression is directly locked behind it. So we get our first ice dive. So you have to assume Fire Rod's going to be in here, right? Because where else would it be? And with Kane, it's very. This is one of those things. It's appealing to come into an early ice. And 2C is still going. 2C has his mitts. So yeah, we do know that he is at least progressing. Yeah, it's an awkward situation. Again, I have to assume at this point we're not getting a stream back up, so we're just going to be watching Schulzer's through the rest of this. There's our mirror check, so we know where he is. So we do know what 2C is doing right now, so that's good. So he is still going. He's probably 3 or 4 minutes behind Schulzer at this point, based off of what we know what is where. And yes, that Triforce screen is just a cover. It's just a generic cover that I put on there in case we have stream issues. So again, I know it's a little confusing. It is what it is. We are obviously a high budget. We are a high budget service here, so production value is always at its max. So far, not much we have seen so far in Ice Palace, which is always annoying when you don't drive an early Ice Palace and there's just nothing. Now, we have not been seeing any dungeon progression on 2C side, so we don't really know where he is. Again, the tracker will update in real time, and that is a required quake for Turtle Rock. Once again, it's not a place you really want to go without either rod. But at least, again, if we get an update on 2C side, we'll know where he is. So, I don't know. That's kind of a win and a loss. That's kind of a win and a loss on Schulzer's side. Yes, you got a required item, but you don't. It's not a required item that you care about. Like, you're not going to do that anytime soon, unless Fire Rod pops, and then all bets are off. And keep in mind, we do have a doubleheader today, so as soon as this race is finished, we will have a second race that'll be firing off, which is going to be Relkin and Humba, which is... We'll know our advancements, obviously, after today. That is the last race of this group. We get our Cold Stare fight in here. Oh, somebody let baby out of the corner. That's fine, though. Pretty clean. And Ice Rod. Okay. We're not going to have an Ice Rod hunt today. You're probably happy to see that. Like, getting those two items in here, considering that neither one of them is direct progression, is probably pretty nice. And that means, you don't have to search for things, which means Fire Rod is GT Go. Now, we still do not have a hookshot. So what are you going to do there? So it'll be interesting to see... Where's Schulzer going? Is Schulzer going to... No. There's no way. There's no way you dive Pendant Swamp here. Is he going to go up north? Okay, he's going to go north. Okay, this makes more sense. A little surprised he's doing this over a required desert and then a mire dive, considering that he has... Again, we know where the lantern is going to be. It's almost guaranteed that it's on Zora, based off what we're seeing here. Which, he's still low on rupees. Like, if you need to go get the lantern, you can just farm some money. I know the bush crab pull was arrows. The bush crab was arrows. I don't remember what the tree pull was. Mitts are behind. There's actually a lot of things that are behind it. Because of where the items were at in Pod. Pod was loaded. And there's his money. Okay. You know what? If I'm in Schulzer right now, 100% I'm racing to Zora. And once again, we are... 2C is still offline. 2C had a crash at the very beginning of this. So yeah, we're watching his progression slowly as it goes on the tracker. But we don't know exactly where he is. Now, oh, he just picked up his boots. We know exactly where he is. He's doing his Death Mountain checks. So yeah, we have to assume at this point that, you know, 2C is 3, 4, 5 minutes behind, I'd say. Oh, here's a check we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen the Lumberjack check. Now, this is likely a dud. I have to assume this is going to be a dud unless it's Fire Rod. If Fire Rod, or I guess it could be Hook Shot. Ooh, I did not get a good view of that. I wonder if everybody else did. Anybody get a good view of that one? Because we might have had, he might have just caught the top end of that on his stream, and we didn't see it because of cropping. So yeah, no idea what that one is. But I can spoil a little bit and say that it's not required. And there's our fourth sword. I only say that because I do have Schulzer's stream up as well, and he has marked it off, so it is on his location tracker, so it is not there. So what are we at now? Again, I would hightail it to Zora. Zora almost guaranteed is going to be it's going to be the lantern check. And looks like no. What's he doing? We're gonna do a smithy here, it looks like. Yeah, key in the mapper in the back of escape. There was something else that was blocking lantern though early. I don't remember exactly what it was. And looks like he's gonna grab his silvers. Guess it's time to do it. So yeah, we got our smithy check here. We still have 2 dungeons that are both fire locked, in one way or the other, which is Desert and Mire. Zora, or I'm sorry, not Zora. Hera is officially fire locked, and without the hook, there's really no reason to go up there. Based off of changes on 2C's tracker, we still don't know exactly what he's doing right now. We haven't had any updates in a little bit. So he's probably doing, I mean, we're probably seeing the same checks that we saw on Schulzer's side. Schulzer went through the same drought, so. Now, Fire Rod would put him into a hook shot-less go mode here. And I have no idea what Schulzer does in regards for bouncing, hovering, flying, you know, whatever. Yes, the bow was definitely, well, the bow was in the dark, so we knew that was landlocked. Yeah, we'd have to check key logic for the rest, and nobody understands pod key logic, so yeah. If somebody wants to figure it out, by all means, go ahead. But yeah, there were was it 4 items? I believe it was 4 items inside a pod. We're just again, we haven't had many updates on 2C's side, so interestingly enough, he did mark a desert check off. Now, I wonder if he dove desert. Now that's interesting. He does have a desert check off. I didn't notice when that was. Maybe he did dive desert and is fire locked for the second item. That's very possible. And nothing here. Again, we're still digging for a... We're still... there. Yep, ice just decremented, so we know we're in ice now. So he's going to find his Quake in here. quicken his Ice Rod, which isn't going to help. You're going to need those. And we're doing a... Wow, all right, we're doing a Swamp Dive. So, yeah, we're still digging for Hook Shot. Still digging for Fire Rod. And, again, Lantern is likely, I think at this point, going to be a Zora. I think we've eliminated almost every other possibility. But again, I'm not paying heavily attention to that. Again, apologize for the lack of a second race going on at the same time here. 2C's stream is not coming back at this point. There's no way he's going to get back up. He must be having other issues that we're not aware of. And hopefully he has a local recording so that we can at least validate his race result. But he is... Oh, jeez, that's stupid. Oh, God. Okay, well... Is he going to continue? Yeah, he's just going to continue. Why not, since you're here? But, all right, well... 2C just got his Quake, which we know that is an Ice Palace. And looks like he's finished in Ice. Okay. We got his Ice Rod as well. So we know okay, so he's done in there. And we're just looking for a Fire Rod for the game here. Now keep in mind that Fire Rod could be anywhere behind Lantern as well, which is... There's a few things that are locked behind that Lantern right now. Yeah, I usually don't follow who can and cannot hover. It's kind of one of those things that it just is. So nothing else out of Swamp so far. Yeah, looks like we're gonna get a lot of Ice Cheaty. Some rail clipping. Bunch of cheaters. And there's a medallion nobody needs. I believe that's is that 4 items we found in here now? 1, 2... No, just 3. It'd be 3 items. Maybe, no, that is 4. I think that is 4. Yeah, so Schulzer's just in Fire Rod mode, so now it's possible again that he might still need to find that Lantern. The Fire Rod could easily be in Desert. It could be in the Fire Lock side of Mire. And again, we're watching 2C's track, or at least we have an idea. So there's that. We also know Pedestal is dead. That did get checked. It is the 4th stored. And looks like, yeah, okay, based on the update there. So there's 1 item still in. 1 item on the left still. Big Key is still out there too. And he is not going to go in. Yeah, so if we're judging off of trackers, Schulzer's ahead by a good 4 or 5 minutes, I'm going to guess. This is kind of one of those seeds where there's not a lot of... Like, progression's been just sprinkled in and hasn't been anything heavy, so looks like Hookshot Shape Check. Which, I mean, it's a 3 check. He'll probably open up... He'll probably dive Turtle Rock as far as he can go as well. It wouldn't be... If you're coming up all this way just for this, you're probably going to go ahead and do that. And then he'll also do Hera. Now that he has the hook shot, even though it's fire locked, he'll obviously go ahead and do Hera. He might do that first. Yeah, obviously he won't. So for our doubleheader today, again, there's going to be a match after this, which is going to be starting in roughly an hour here. Relkin and Humba, the other match of this group, we'll know our participants that are 3 of the 4 after that match. Teto, I don't know how you pronounce it, has already advanced out of Group B, and we are waiting for tomorrow's race to determine. I don't think we'll know today on that one. Airy does have the lead where he could just win an in, but looks like we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow to get our final results for the final participant for next week. But we will obviously know our 2 for out of this group today, as they'll both be finishing. So still no Lantern on 2C side either. So it's. I mean, I have to assume it's sitting in Zora at this point with what has been checked and what hasn't been checked. Now Schulzer still has not gone to Agena. We don't know if 2C has gone to Agena. I would assume, based off of when we saw the decrement of the 1 check in Desert, that he had the opportunity to do it. Bo was lamp locked, yes. It was in the dark maze. So Schulzer is going to be able to continue with that small key, which is the worst thing in the world, because you could technically go as far as Laser Bridge without a fire rod, and he is going to keep going. Yeah, there's a ton of checks that are locked behind Lantern at this point, and even more that are locked behind a fire source, because both Meyer, well, we don't know about Meyer for sure, but we are pretty confident that Desert is fire locked. But yeah, this is either best case or worst case scenario for Schulzer. He is gonna keep going through as long as he keeps getting keys, and if he gets the big key here, he will be able to continue going. Which means, again, depending on layout, you could go all the way to Laser Bridge. Fire Rod could be there. And if this is the big key, it is not. All right, so that is, he can still check Mimic. So he'll still check Mimic before he leaves. But at least we know that the big key is Fire Rod Lockside, so he'll be able to finish this when he comes in. So he'll have Mimic Cave, and then he's got some choices to make. None of them are really that good. He is going to probably do Hera when he finishes this. And all right, so 2C is, picked up his hook shot. He's in Swamp. If we see an item pop up on 2C's side that is not on Schulzer's side, that means we know the left side Swamp is live. That's the only piece of information we can get out of that. But so it'll be interesting to see what happens here in the next 3 or 4 minutes. Ether was in the back, if I'm not mistaken, so when Ether lights up, we'll know where he's at there. Again, 2C's stream has been down the entire time. I have to assume he's got a local recording. I hope he does. And this is the dud. So we're starting to run out of options on Schulzer's side. Now he's probably going to go ahead and mirror here. He's going to flute, and he's probably just going to go back to 1 to do Hera. No, he's not. Are we going to see a Meyer check? Well, we're probably going to see the Desert check first. Now that he has the boots, he knows that he can check his up to 2 items in here, which we are pretty confident based off of what we're seeing that there's only 1. And okay, so Ether just lit up, which means 2C went straight to the back, which makes total sense. And we'll see if he's going to go back in as well. It's kind of interesting. We're guessing what 2C is doing, even though we can't see it. We have a good idea. I mean, in overall checks, he's not that far behind, but we know that he definitely is behind. I think the big issue here is the fact that Fire Rod could be in a lot of places. Yeah, again, I have to assume it's a Zora. Fire Rod is not a Zora. I would be well. Okay, let me back that up. Let me back that train up just a second here. It could be if and only if, like, the lantern is directly behind the fire rod. That is in play. Excuse me, which, by the way, would be hilarious. Yep, so 2C's finished his check there. We're just guessing if he's going to go back in. And there's the one check. So we do know now that 2C has been in desert. So yeah, now he can dive Mire. It looks like he's going to. So he can dive Mire here. Just logically, I don't remember if this is in logic based off of what we had. I honestly don't know the answer to that. And then, yeah, Zora. I mean, I think that's probably it. Left side swamp. Again, left side swamp is probably... I don't know. Logic doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and I have to assume with all the issues that 2C is having, he's not going to go back in to do left side swamp. I wouldn't. It is a check that you've already spent a lot of time going in. It's unlikely that he would do that. It'll be interesting if that one gets checked off here while in the next kind of minute or so. Yeah, I'm not sure logical wise where we're at on swamp. Yeah, we have to assume at this point one of the fire locks are locked behind the other. So at this point, based off of neither checks on or neither fire objects that have shown up yet, that fire rod is behind lamp or lamp is behind fire rod. And wow, that's a shovel. So item-wise, if you compare the trackers, they're identical. Checks-wise, oh, ow! Now he does have fairy. Item-wise, the only check that has not been done, I do believe that one check off on Schulzer's his Skullwoods check is a mistake. Because Schulzer has not been into Skullwoods as far as I'm aware. But this is going to be a quick out here for Schulzer because it's unlikely he's going to be able to finish here unless we get lucky. Oh, well, never mind. Don't listen to me. So... And we still haven't found the second item in here. So he will go in, he'll be able to finish at least. This is also concerning though, because you're giving up, if Vidi is not holding an item, like the chances of you coming back in here for that last item is super rare. Yeah, so Fire Rod could be here. Well, it could be on the left side of Mire. It could be anywhere at this point in here. I'm just random dude. Like I saw the door was open to the recording booth, and I'm like, I could do this. It's like old timey college radio. Dead air. Dead air. One of you will get that reference. I hope. A nice dark room there. Random dude does have cats. Let's put it this way. I'm the only one who has access to the voice channel. So you can figure it out. Well, normally I'd be upset because you never skip Skullwoods. However, in this case, we know Skullwoods doesn't have shit, so... So 2C is still playing. Oh, Jesus. Well, that solves that mystery. I guess we're never going to find out where it is. So 2C had a crash. He had a PC crash at the very beginning of this race. For whatever reason, he was unable to get his stream back up. So we are watching his tracker update as he progresses. He is still playing. He plays. So he had his tracker back up. And because of the power of super special magic, we're able to at least track and see where he's at. But obviously his stream has not been restored for whatever reason, so we have to hope he's got a local recording. So that is why we do not have a... that's why 2C has not been up yet. Yeah, it's real magic pixie dust, made from real, magic pixies. And also, we do have a doubleheader today. So at some point here, the stream will go off and then come back on. After this match is concluded, Relkin and Humba will play. That will determine the two advancements out of this group. Humba is likely to advance, but he is not. It is not yet confirmed. Actually, change that. If Schulzer wins this, Humba will advance. So let me back up on that one. And we'll see who stumbles into the booth for that one, because we don't have comms for that one yet either. I should be working right now, and instead I'm doing this. That one will start off in about, we'll get the stream up in about 45 minutes. And it'll be right here at the ALTTPR Twitch stream. The third match of today, unfortunately, will not get a restream. It actually overlaps with that match, so that one will have the multi-stream up. It is on the, it's in the ladder Discord, the multi-stream for that one. That one is going to be Yagamoth and CS Tutor. That would start at 4 p.m. Eastern today. No, we don't lock our doors around here. It's like Canada. And 2C's in Meyer, so yeah. 2C's not far behind. He really isn't that far behind. He's probably 3 minutes behind at this point, I'd say. He's finished everything else that Schulzer's finished, so he just needs to finish Meyer and then go for it. And of course, both are going to have the same question when everything's finished: is where the fuck is the goddamn lamp at? Which we know where we have a good idea where it is, but we're not 100% sure. So we'll keep an eye on the time here. Yeah, he had to have. So they're following each other's footsteps. They're basically doing the exact same thing. Get a quick moth kill. That is what, Crystal 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he still has to go to Hera, which he'll be able to blow through Hera fast. He'll Hera pot that one, I'm sure. Which means we're heading up to the mountain, and that is where this where Schulzer will finish. So it's Schulzer's to lose at this point, based off what we're seeing. 2C. Oh my God, he found the lantern. What? Oh, now I need to know. He had to have done Zora. It's got to be Zora. Wait, no. Is it at Agina? Schulzer has not been to Agina. And 2C was just outside of Meyer. We know he was in Meyer because he checked off a Meyer check. Are you kidding me that Lamp has been sitting in Agina the entire time? That's something I need to find out. When this finishes, I need to know. I know Schulzer has not been to Agina. He's not been there yet. If we see the Meyer check off here in a second, I'd be surprised that 2C left. I'd be really surprised if he went in, found the one item, was able to complete it, and just didn't. Exactly, that's what I was just saying. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but 2C is using auto tracking, so he found it, and it just, again, it auto tracks. So, I mean, that tells me that it's sitting in Agina, and just neither one of them checked it. That's what it tells me. If we see that Meyer finish off in about a minute and a half, then we'll know. Oh, does he track by hand? I could have sworn he did auto tracking on that. Okay, well, regardless, he found it. I've seen a lot of trackers over the last couple of weeks lose track of who does what, but it'll be really interesting to see what gets finished next on 2Cs. We know, again, he's behind, of course. He's behind by a few minutes. But it's like this is morbid curiosity at this point. Yes, so he's updating his tracker 10 minutes behind what you see. Technically, it's 10 minutes, 30 seconds, but and he just finished Meyer. So yeah, it is delayed, but yes, that is what's going on. And again, we will have when this race is over, we'll have a brief break, and then we'll be right back in about 10-20 minutes after that, depending on how long this takes Schulzer to finish. So 2C still does have to finish Desert based off of what we're seeing. Yes, Fire Rod was on Vidi, which is fucking stupid. So 2C still does have to finish Desert. That's not going to take him very long. And then he'll make the same. Oh, I'm sorry. He also has to do. So yeah, I'm a little. He's a little bit further behind than I thought because he has to go do. He still has to do Skullwoods as well. So he's probably 5-ish minutes behind. We approach our Trinex here. Hopefully Schulzer remembers that he has not done hair yet. Take a body shot, though. All right, there he goes. And that is Crystal 6. 2C just finished Desert, so he's going to be heading off to Skullwoods. So he is a full Skullwoods and Turtle Rock behind at this point, which is, again, it's probably about 4 or 5 minutes. And we'll see if he remembers that he has to do Hera here. Is he going to dash by it? He's going to dash by it. He doesn't have his mirror out yet. Is he going to do it? Yep, he did it. Oh, I love it. We've all done this. Trust me. We've all done that. As we get we finish up here, I'm going to go silent for about a minute. I have a little bit of work to set up for our second race of the afternoon, so just sit back and watch, and we'll be getting a GT open here in just a moment. All right. Looks like Schulzer is in. He looks like he's doing a left. Saying lamp. I need to know where that lamp is. It's got to. If it's not Agena, it's got to be Zora. I can't imagine any other place it would be. Zora we'll see. Checkerboard was Chad. Pretty sure. Oh, and early key. Yay for him. All right, we're going to go ahead and get our climb here. Give me just a second here. Again, I'm getting stuff set up for our second race because apparently I'm soloing everything today. So we are getting our climb here from Schulzer. And again, sorry about that. I'm doing 2 or 3 things at once right now. We will have our our follow-up match here, probably again, it'll be firing off at about, what would that be? Probably roughly 30 minutes. That'll be Relka to Humba. That's going to finalize our groups here for Group A for week 2. Thanks everybody for showing up as always. I know it's been kind of a weird one today with 2C not able to basically share any of his progress with us outside of just the tracker. Speaking of which, if we look and see, he has finished. So he's looks like he's in Turtle Rock. He did decrement his Turtle Rock count, so we know exactly where he is. As we get to finish here. Yeah, we can at least see where he is. We'll know how far behind he is. Now he still has to finish Turtle Rock. He still has to finish Hera. And Schulzer's basically running up the gauntlet here. He'll be done here in just a couple minutes. But because of this finish, tiebreaks are still in play here. So 2C finishing and being at 1 and 2. Oh, that was mean. With these two, 2C finishing is still super important. So, because his tiebreak is going to go into this, because 1 and 2, if we have 3 players at 1 and 2, that tiebreaker is going to be super important. As we approach our Agatu here. Yeah, it's going to be close. I haven't actually figured out the exact numbers, but I'll figure that out after this race is over and before we get the second one. And we're just waiting to see here. Schulzer's finishing up his Agatu. Again, I'm kind of doing 2 things at once here, so I apologize if I'm not quite following what's going on. And we probably will go ahead and get Schulzer in here after he finishes. And we'll look and see if we can get 2C in as well. And, well, that's a death. Ganon wins. No, that was it. He walked right into him. All right, nice clean attempt here. Yeah, very nice. Tempered sword, silver arrows. This is gonna be fast. We're not. I don't think we have to worry about Schulzer screwing up at this point. This one's probably gonna be pretty clean. Just getting our last hit in here. Couple of silvers right in the ass. And 2 more, and that is, yeah, that's that. Let me see if I can go ahead and get our guys in here. Get your GGs in there. So that's huge for Schulzer. So that is going to move him to 1 and 2. So still in this based off tie breaks. And we'll see exactly where that goes. And speaking of which, that's Schulzer that's just joined us. GT to you, sir.
GG, like, that seat, no, please. Lazy kid, no, it was so bad.
So do we know where the lamp is yet? I need to know where that lamp is.
You will see, I'm gonna collect it in like 2 minutes in the stream, or 3 minutes. I'm gonna skip Luke's edit halfway through, and then I'm collected, and I'm searching for it.
Okay, yeah, I have to. Have you checked Zora yet? Because I know Zora is still out there.
I did not check Zora.
Yeah, it's like that's the whole question.
Say this. It didn't take long to find the knife.
Yeah, so
this seed was pure garbage. Like, I don't even know. Like, the powder in Hyrule Castle, which you almost always masticate, I think, and then the combination of getting bow and pod, hook shot and pan and swamp palace just to find out, hey, you didn't even need to tip a single dungeon. You can do mimic tip and modern bound, but you stick like all that stupid stuff.
Yeah, this was one of those where there was just so little progression at the front that it just kind of led you around, giving you. This is what I call, when they sprinkle it in just for the first like 45 minutes. They give you just enough to satiate your appetite, and then you got to go find other shit. So.
Yeah, especially with me doing early uncle, like, I know that I'm basically out of eternity, even with a win here. Like, because they has to lose by much in the next days that I can make it through. So yeah, this is probably not gonna happen. But so I wouldn't say a clown, but I tried out some different routing and see if it worked out.
Yeah. The tiebreaks are interesting. We do know for a fact now that Humba will advance. There's no way that he can't advance at this point, win or lose in his next match, which means basically. We've at least secured that one spot, which means if Relkin loses, then we go to the 1-2 tie breaks, and we'll figure out the numbers here. I'll have them posted shortly to see what's going on. And then obviously Relkin win and he's in, so that's going to be completely on that. But you did what you had to do. You got your race in. You won. You literally can't do anything else about it at this point.
Yeah, like all the big 2 seats has been slashed. I've joined the other group. They're not better seats. I heard and watched. All my season, I think I had Pan and Swamp Palace. This was the first time I actually went in there because who likes Swamp Palace? But yeah.
And of course,
for 2C, I didn't catch the message early that he had hiccup with his PC, so.
Yeah.
I didn't feel too great after reading that message after 1 hour.
Yeah, it's not. He probably did lose a minute or two on this. We were able to see because of his tracker. We were following him around, seeing where he was. He didn't lose a ton of time probably on this, but he probably did lose a minute or two at the beginning. I did invite him in here. For those that are not aware, he has finished because we still do have the delay. He did finish. I'll even give you his time on this one because we can't match anything up. So, Schulzer, you finished with a 1:33.12. 2C finished with a 1:40.33. So he was about 7 minutes 21 seconds behind. So that probably is going to push him out on tie breaks because I think his other one was pretty bad. I think he had an 8 minute in there. So
yeah, I think if he didn't by 1:30 or something, if he would like finish 1 minute later, I think he wins the typing over him.
Yeah.
But right now I'm in the typing over him, and like it's by a lot, so I can win the typing against him.
There you go. Yeah, it's probably gonna. Well, let's just figure this out. So we're sitting right here. We got.
I know what has to be done. Like I'm currently in. If they can lose us by less than 8 minutes, he is done. He is in, and if he loses by 8 minutes, then he.
There you go. Well, did the math for me.
Yeah. Like the one thing that could be changed is to hide a result in the race, because the races between me and 2C and Hamburg, and they are heavily influenced by this outcome. Like, if 2C wins, Hamburg can play it super safe to only lose by 8 minutes, and if I win, they can play it now super safe and don't lose by 8 minutes. So maybe something like hide a game, like in a World Cup, it's something that they're playing at the same time, so nobody knows the result of the other match. Like,
it'd be interesting. There's kind of ways around it, but yeah, it's an interesting thought. That's something we'll talk about going into the next one. We'll see what happens. So,
it's not. The system is bad, but with one race, there's always like the possibility of a three-way tiebreak. I don't even think it can happen that there's a two-way tiebreak.
No, not unless there's a bye or somebody doesn't finish a race or something like that. Yeah, it's not possible with the four-man group. So, but I appreciate you trying to smash that lantern into nothingness. It's definitely deserved. But so anyway, yeah. I guess you'll just have to sit back and watch the next race, see how it goes. That will be showing up here probably in about 20 minutes. We do have a comp for this one, so sounds like Fear Agent's going to go ahead and step into the booth on this one, which will be great. And so we'll be getting that one fired off here. Probably the stream will be back up in about 15 minutes. So, so we'll go ahead and get this tied up here. I guess win, lose, or draw. Hell of a run through this. This is not an easy. This field has been ridiculously tough. So, so yeah. So well played to get as well as you've done on this. Not including just these matches here, but obviously 100 races in the regular season. So.
Yeah, I had my chances first fight against Hamburg, where I only lost by like 2 minutes, where I died too many, where I lost by execution, and I lost by luck, which can happen randomly. So yeah, I had my chances to make it through. I'm not expecting to make it through, let's say it this way, but I hope I'm safe for Hamburg. But I don't have high hopes.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, anything could happen in these, so. Awesome. All right. Well, again, GG to you. And we're going to go and get this thing wrapped up so that we can get the second race get set up. That one will be firing off here, and again, in about 15 minutes. So don't go too far if you want to watch that race. So I am Random Dude in the that stumbled into the booth accidentally. I'm Big Dunka. Thanks everybody for showing up as always, and again, don't go too far. We'll be back in roughly 15 minutes. So thanks everybody as always, and we'll see you guys again soon.